1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon. Oh.
When he was there, which I suspect is why Tottenham have gone for him now. Again, you wonder, did they have him lined up for a while, knowing Igor Tudor was going to go, or is it a bit of a snap decision? Because it has to be said, I think quite a lot of Tottenham's fans are not happy with it. Not quite sure why. Whether again it's the lack of trophies. De Zerbi's won, or maybe a bit like Thomas Frank going to Tottenham before Igor. He went from Brentford doing very well to a big club, a proper big club. No disrespect to Brentford or teams like my team, Palace. We are smaller clubs, whether we like it or not. And somehow Frank didn't make the transition, whether or not he was given enough time to work through what he had in mind. And I think it was quite evident early on that he didn't have all the respect. He didn't have the respect of all the players. When he sort of shook hands at the end of a couple of games, he was ignored by a couple of them, and I think they subsequently apologised. But that's never a good look when that happens to a manager. And I think most football people would agree Thomas Frank is a very good football manager. And when our man Glasner goes at the end of the season, which we know he is, I think myself and many Palace fans will be very happy to get Thomas Frank in, because I think he would do a good job at a club like Crystal Palace. But yeah, De Zerbi is a good one. But whether the fans at Tottenham think along the lines of it's another Thomas Frank situation where a guy who's managed some smaller clubs is coming to the great big club that is Tottenham. And let's face it, I mean, in a way, if a manager's going to go to a new club, it's quite a good time for him to go there, because although they will completely hope it saves them from relegation, that's probably why they're signing him in desperation to stop the risk of relegation. We do know that they are at real risk of relegation, and of course, from his point of view, if he doesn't save them, you can't really pin it on him. So it's not a bad time for a new manager to go to a club in Tottenham's position. I still can't really work out whether I think they'll go down. I think maybe with a manager who I guess the players will respect, I believe, because of what he did at Brighton and elsewhere. I have a feeling they may well survive, but who knows? We don't know, do we?
No, we don't do it. Now
is your light flickering there? It's getting lighter and darker.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I'm worried you might disappear on me, cuz.
Paranormal activity going.
Well, yes, it looks a bit like that.
I don't know. I was just checking the live Twitch, the live, the live, what's it called?
The live feed.
That's it. The live feed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just checking it. I thought it was acting up, but I think it's all right. Now, VAR expansion. This is FIFA at the World Cup. So it says VAR will be able to review second yellow cards leading to a sending off, as well as wrongly awarded corners. Now it then says captains and referees. The only rule.
Hang on, there's a gremlin. Cuz there's a gremlin. You cut out, you froze, and then I couldn't hear anything you said. So you may just start what you said again, will you, please?
Right. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
All right. Okay. So it says VAR expansion, and this is at the World Cup. It says VAR will be able to review second yellow cards leading to a sending off, as well as wrongly awarded corners.
Say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, three beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us on the show.
Awarded corners. Captains and referees. The rules that only the captain can approach the referee is reinforced. other
Right.
players risk a yellow card if they crowd the referee. Now, let's deal with the first one first. VAR will be able to review a second yellow card leading to a sending off. How do you feel about that?
I think it's a good idea. I mean, clearly there is a danger that with VAR, particularly with its issues where decisions seem to take a long time, very often where they seem a bit clear cut, you don't want VAR getting too involved in the game as a video referee, if you like, because it could lead to even more stoppages and then delays, and because ultimately VAR is a good system, but it's got humans running it, and as we know, when we humans get involved, mistakes are made, so it's never going to be perfect. But yes, a second yellow is a bit of a key issue, isn't it? Because obviously a man or a woman will be sent off if they get a second yellow. And so it's very much down to the judgment of a ref. The interesting thing about these yellow cards is you very much get the feeling that if perhaps on a first booking, if a referee subsequently thinks either during the match or at half time it suggested to him that he was harsh on that yellow card, that perhaps others think it really wasn't the booking, then he's going to be perhaps a bit less likely to give a second yellow card. So there's been a number of instances in recent weeks which I have observed where clearly a player who's been booked, and that's not to say the ref thinks he shouldn't have booked those players, in most cases I'm sure they should have been booked, but where there has been a first booking, a referee has shied away from giving a second card because he knows it means a sending off, even though, as very much the commentator might say on the television, or you can see it yourself at the match, even though it was clearly, say, pulled them back, they put their arms around, it's clearly a booking and they won't give it, which I find quite interesting. So when just out of interest, when you say they'll review second bookings, do you mean they'll review it when it's been given the booking, or where perhaps, I don't know, if the referee doesn't, he might blow for a foul and not book, would they have the right to look at that and say, well, hang on a minute, ref, you should have, go and see the screen, you should have booked him? I'm not entirely clear what that means. Perhaps more likely it is if he gives a booking, VAR will have the right to check that before the man traipses off to the dressing room. So it's probably that. Yeah, I think it's a good thing. And
Say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, three beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us